Welcome to DTKE with your hosts Modoni
and Warigawa Kimani,
where we aim to bring you nothing but dope conversations
on the regular.
Yay! K for consistency, Warenga.
Dear here.
Here we are. Another week.
And
we have a beautiful guest with us.
Oh, yes.
As well. Hi.
Name? My name is Lydia.
Uh-huh.
And I'm glad to be with you. Beautiful ladies.
Oh, we try.
Good to see you, Lydia. And karibu sana Dope Talks.
Asante.
Yes.
Feel at home.
Mm-hmm.
And now let's make a podcast.
A podcast.
You know, yesterday was a holiday and I've seen that there's been so much confusion around the 10th of October. So for you, what day were you celebrating yesterday?
Utamaduni.
What day did you celebrate yesterday?
Huduma.
I celebrated Moi Day.
Why Huduma? Huduma is utamaduni.
There's been that confusion because after the change in the constitution, first it was removed, then some guy took the whatever to court, so it was brought back. So instead of naming it Moi Day, it was named Huduma.
It was named Utamaduni Day.
Oh yeah.
Then last year we the very bright people of Kenya decided Boxing Day will be called Utamaduni Day, and then now we'll name this one Huduma Day. But you can't change the name of Boxing Day.
Okay, who told Kenyans we should change Boxing Day?
I don't know what they were attempting. Me, I'm even confused.
Why? But see, Boxing Day is international
Yes,
or something.
Yes.
It is.
Hey.
I don't know why they wanted to change, but me all I know is yesterday we had 3 days in one. You know, watu wenye walikunywa maziwa ya Nyayo tuliambiwa we should also
Harambe.
celebrate. You know? Ati babe, what are you giving me for Huduma Day?
Yeah. Oh.
Bimbo ya Nyayo. I saw that meme.
And you know that conversation can escalate.
That conversation was just going south. I saw that meme. It made my day. Anyway,
Lord.
how have you been?
I've been okay. My week has been good. Nothing much, if I may say so. Yeah, but it's been a good, smooth end month chronicles zilisha. I remember last time we were here, it was end month. Last week was end month, that is. Yeah. And for me, or for any adult who is paying rent and bills and all that, end month inakwanga tu na chronicles zake.
Look at you adulting.
Yes. So at least it ended. Sijui nitaitisha nani advance being self-employed. Nijitisha ka advance. Yeah, so
Utafuliza mahali.
yeah, but it was a good quiet week. Yeah. Actually, most of my days are always quiet unless I've stepped out or done something.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was your week, Lydia?
My week was good. It was end month, so it was paying bills. It was closing the month and figuring out what worked last month, what didn't work. It was just one of those weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Good.
For me, my week was interesting. I'm glad we had Pesh over. You know, I've just either been listening to the conversation we had with her over and over. Thank you so much, Penina, for coming through to our platform and also interacting with you.
Yeah.
Then Ryan Roy made fun that because I said I'm now on the couch. Ryan, I'm back on the couch. You know, as well. I'm getting to enjoy.
Yeah.
Then I had somebody who listened briefly to either watched a reel or something. They commented and were like, I want to come to your platform. But now I just hope my co-host, now you, those legs just confused me. So Warenga, kuna watoli confused last week. So so even that for me, I don't know. Like I say, find joy in the small things. So that really tickled me silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here we are. And yesterday was a holiday, so I'm glad it worked out.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I was like, should I cancel tomorrow?
Why?
Or not? But I decided, let me just go quiet.
Okay, I know, you know, we were chatting, and then tomorrow, I'm like, yes, we are on. Then he died there, so I don't know whether I was left or so. I was like,
you killed the buzz.
God, you know. And then that time you have a whole plan, you know. And she just like, thank you for coming. I know. This thing I can at times, you know, at times guys don't understand.
Yeah.
There are other commitments as well.
Exactly.
And then there's also, today I came listening to a podcast just about burnout. You can also feel, I don't need to overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So thank you for actually making even the time. Thank you even Lydia for coming. That's not something to take for granted.
It's true.
And even this time that we spend, having nice conversations.
Yep.
Hey, a step at a time.
A step at a time. But we'll get through it, because our studio, for me, it's another county. Yes, but I'm glad, at least at the end of the day, when we are done with our podcast, I feel like it's such a, I don't know how I'll put it, not a relief per se, but it's so therapeutic.
Yeah.
And also meeting Mudhoni is louder than I, so she makes me talk. Yeah, so also being and enjoying her company, it's, should I say it's such a honor or something? I don't know.
Me cry.
Yeah, so I always look forward to our podcast, even those times I really want to cancel and say, see to meet too next week. There's that guilt that eats me.
There's that guilt when we cancel.
Exactly. But I'm glad we're here. And also learned that we have a new, not a new fan. Actually, she's been listening to our podcast.
Oh, wow.
She's called Esther Karongari. She's a pilot.
Oh, wow.
And she flies where? The last week and the other week, she's been unleashing the Jangwa in her, because she flies a special crafter that I don't even know the name. She needs to educate me. Okay. But thank you so much, and I promised I'll give her a shout out.
A special shout out.
Yes.
What another milestone? Our baby is growing. We are now at 500 followers.
Oh yes.
Even looking at those numbers.
506 to be to be honest.
Let's say 500 as we go. And then recognizing that this is organic. We've not sat down somewhere. We've either bought followers or something.
Yes.
So yes, last week, consistency.
Yes. Especially tufundisha tukwe consistent.
Emphasize.
Yes.
We didn't know. We knew.
Yeah.
So she just brought it out. So
exactly.
Which is really cool.
I'm happy for us.
Yes.
Yeah, we are growing small steps. Which will add up to a very big win.
Big step, yeah. Snowball. So we're actually now on episode 27.
Yay!
And we get to have Lydia to be able to come through and discuss about wealth management.
Yeah.
I think as we are adulting, we've also, you've spoken about bills.
Kuna watu hapa wanalipiwa rent, imagine. It's not fair.
Let me tell you, life is not fair. When we talk about wealth management, it's something that for me is personally scary. And then
why is it scary?
It's scary because anytime there's the aspect of wealth management, there's also saving. There's the shame that comes with debt. So it's so many. It's a conversation I don't like having.
Yeah.
So even having this conversation with Lydia, I remember we had our first conversations like, okay, you have to hide some. You feel like you need to hide some.
You feel
things.
like a shame on me somewhere.
There's a shame.
I know what you mean.
Because we are not. Again, the podcast I was listening to today. As millennials, we have put ourselves and given ourselves unnecessary pressure. Not any other generation, this generation. So that's why it's leading to burnout.
Yeah.
And then we've had aspects of being told that we are a lazy generation. But we have made life so simple for us so we can have time to engage in other things. But then still these things end up, okay, it was just, I kept saying, oh, wow. I think they are talking,
Yeah.
So I've lost my train of thought. But it was just a whole mixture of so many things. And then also being our generation, we are trying to reach somewhere as we are making life easier. And growth is a process. That's why I'm like, oh, wow. Actually, we're at 500 followers.
Yes.
Like growth is an actual process. So even by the time we move here to the next step, it's wow. So I think that's why I'm really glad we're having this conversation.
Awesome. Talking of the way we are named, or rather, I don't know how to put it, like the lazy generation or something. Actually, I read something today. There was an argument. Someone posted, if you're asleep now and you're not rich, you best wake up. then someone commented and said, that's an old narrative. People should just, there are people, as like the generation we are in right now, people are making money in so many ways when you're even asleep. Exactly. So this notion of wengine wakilala, wengine wanatafuta, it doesn't work nowadays. Because there are some people who are working late at night. So there's no time that is specified. You should be waking up at 4 a.m. and
5 a.m. club.
The 5 a.m. club. But then I always see that anytime I'm buying books, I always see that book and then I just pass it very fast because I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning. I have struggled with that thing from way back. The only thing maybe I'll wake up early for is maybe when I'm working out, if I feel like I want to work out in the morning, or kuna pesa fulani nakimbiza and I have to be maybe somewhere at 8 a.m. or I have to be somewhere presenting at 8 a.m. But my normal day starts well at 10 a.m.
And it's good at least you know that. You know, you're not
I'm not even functional. Like even in the morning when we are preparing the kids and all that, when they come, we pray and all that. I always tell my son, I'm not in the moods. Please don't, because my son is so energetic. He'll walk into my room singing in the morning. I'm like, hey, please calm down. I don't
come in peace, please. Come in peace.
Hata atachukua bola anze kucheza nayo kwa nyumba in the morning. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Child.
Well, the sister is like me. Denzel, you're making noise. But I had to tell him and explain to him there are people who are not morning people, so understand their energies are not the same as yours. And he understood that
because you're 5 a.m. you 5 a.m. my 5 a.m.
is very different.
You know, and that's what we fail to understand, the time of your productivity.
Exactly.
You know, at what time can you wake up to do all these things. There's something, sorry, I looked a bit distracted. It's because when I was coming in, I actually saw someone's story, and it was CS Trade nominee Moses Kuria actually said something. One of the things causing trauma to our youth is the illusion to become wealthy in a month or a year. Denounce the idea that you can be wealthy easily. Wealth is created bit by bit.
Exactly.
Think about entrepreneurship. Finally, live within your means. And that's why I'm so excited we are having this conversation.
Very true. Very true. And I guess the best example of wealth is the old money. Old money is the best example, like for when it comes to real wealth and wealth. It's all related with old money. Because if you're to look at the old money that is from our parents and maybe those who've inherited, luckily, I don't know where our parents were. Wengine wakiinvest, wengine wakinunua shamba, sijui how much. Anyway, like if you're to look at that wealth, they don't boast with it. They don't flash it out. And you just look at that person, hata akikaa kwa nyumbake back in Nanyuki, he's so peaceful because he earned it well and he built it well and he's managed to manage that wealth, which is our topic today. Wealth management. And that's where now you come in to educate us on this wealth management thing. As we feel shame on me, some of us are like,
we have warmed this in it.
Exactly.
But
personally, I'm in the right path. Let me put it like that.
So what do I do? In this whole space.
So first of all, who is you?
So who am I?
Who is you?
Who is Lydia?
Yes, who's Lydia?
I am the daughter of an amazing woman called Njeri Ndiho. So my name is Nyandia. For the ones who like that name, Nyandia Ndiho. I come from my mom was a single mom. Is still a single mom, I guess. I'm still alive, so she's still a single mom. On top of that, I'm passionate about many things. I'm the one person who doesn't believe, which is to the which my mother has many issues with. I think you should involve yourself in many things.
Yeah.
You cannot be put in a box and you say, this is what I do. So on top of being a wealth manager, so I help people manage their money. That's a basic, simple thing what a wealth manager does.
Yeah.
We help people manage their money and look at your whole, like if it's a car, we look at your engine. Where are the problems? Where do we fix it? Where do we repair? Where do we change the parts?
So in this case, assets as well.
Assets as well. We look at everything.
Okay.
On top of that, I do real estate, which is very family oriented. So my family does brick and mortar. That's our... We like putting up buildings. We like putting up things.
Broti maguta.
And then the third thing I do is I'm an advocate for people who do not have children easily. So if you are suffering from infertility, your doctor is frustrating you. So I'm just that support system for people who are going through something like that.
Oh, beautiful.
So I do 3 things. And I also advocate for adoption, but that's a whole conversation for another day. I told her we will have that conversation.
Yes, please.
Because I think adoption is something we must discuss now because it is an urgent need in this country. So
very true.
I am the financial mechanic. I'm the person who looks at all your finances.
Yeah.
And I'm going to describe it as everything. Not just what is your income. But, for example, what's your assets? There are many of us who, if you ask your mothers, especially the typical Kikuyu mothers, they, at least for me, I know my mother did, there are plots of land she has bought in both our names. I'm like, where do we start with this one?
Yeah.
But there are those things that you kind of own but don't really own. So we think through those ones. We think through mobile loans. We think through credit cards. We think through... So everything there is to know about money. That is my work. To help you like landscape it so that you have, what do I have? What don't I have? And where am I going with all these things? Yeah. Because the other thing we have a mentality of, which if you ask me, is our parents didn't transfer knowledge from the way they handle their money to the way we handle money. There was no that conversation. I am not sure any of you, did you have a conversation with your parents about money?
Not really.
Did you? Same here, not really.
Yeah. Yet, they were really good money managers.
Yeah.
Think about it. They paid school fees for 6 kids, 7 kids.
Imagine.
Without a sweat.
And relatives.
And fed them. And also invested and bought plots. Like now they've retired. A lot of them have retired. They've retired to their own pieces of land.
Yeah.
How did they do it? And a lot of them moved away from their inherited land. So the Shag's plot is there. But akona nyumba, Sio Kimau, Athi River, Kitengela. They're those grandparents.
Yeah.
You know? How did they do it? That conversation was not transferred. So my work now is to have that conversation that we should have had with our parents. So that's what I do.
Nice.
I usually say wealth management is not a quick fix. We are not going to fix this today.
Yes.
We are not going to fix it tomorrow.
There's hope.
It is long term. It is a journey. As I told you,
it's a journey.
We have started this journey. We're going to go through this journey.
Yeah.
As I told her, even when she gets married, has children, grandchildren,
we're
still going to be having this journey.
Imagine.
We're going to have this journey because as we evolve, our money evolves with us.
Yes, very
as
true.
we change. I mean, the girl who was in high school with her pocket money is not the same girl who was in campus with her pocket money. Is not the same girl who is now traveling and thinking through what can we do. There was this meme that was going around about how Kenyan women plan road trips. That girl who is planning that road trip is not the same person.
Very true.
So we need to have that money conversation and have it holistically, not just we are in trouble. Then she talks about shame of debt. I think that's something we really need to discuss because if you don't tell us what debt you have, we can't help you out.
True.
Our parents had debt. Ask your mom how many circles she's part of and how many loans she took from those. And chamas and table banking and all those things.
Yes.
Debt has been there for time immemorial. What we need to understand is it's okay to have debt.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the debt? Okay? So don't worry about debt. Debt we will manage. So we will talk about debt, we'll talk about investment, we'll talk about risk.
Yeah.
A lot of us have gig type of jobs. Have you thought of health insurance? Have you thought of car insurance? How are your insurance payments going to be done? So
Just
literally,
hold on. When you know, some guys might not understand what you mean by gig jobs.
Oh, okay. So you have this little part-time jobs. You're an online writer. You code for this company. So these jobs don't come with benefits.
And actually, these young people, exactly,
it's not a 9 to 5.
Exactly. And these young people are thriving in this whatever gig economy. That's why you can find like a 22-year-old or a 23-year-old driving a BMW. Like, where did you get money?
Even a BMW. Guys are even working in holiday destinations.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
So this person is earning money, but needs to manage their money in such a way that it sustains for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's gig. The gig economy, where we have to really think through it, because whether we like it or not, this is not a guy who will be awake at 10 a.m. He most likely slept at 6 a.m.
Very true.
Okay, because he was working on a different time zone. The mother is busy screaming, people in this house do not wake up on time.
That's my mother for you.
Kingston.
What she doesn't understand is this person was awake from 10 p.m. to 6 working. So it's a whole different world.
So their 5 a.m. is probably at 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Yes. So for those as well, they need to manage their money. They need to look at, how am I investing this income that's coming? As much as I want to buy the car, do I have a savings plan? Am I buying something that will give me an income consistently, even when I'm not working? So for example, if you're earning in dollars, how do I invest in those dollars? How do I invest those dollars into something that makes sense? So that's where I come in. Because I will look at investments not only in Kenya, but out of Kenya, and give you candid advice.
Exactly.
That is the most important part. Candid advice on what you should do. I will not be the one to collect the money or to, no. For me, I come up with a roadmap. I tell you, these are the products that I think suit you right now. Because it depends on where you are. Money depends on where you are. I cannot tell you, you're in campus and you want to buy a house. I'll be like, let's consider other things before you buy this
priorities.
House. And it's not a bad idea. It's just that let's give it another 3 years.
Exactly.
Then we see, can we buy the house? Can we buy it even in cash?
Hey,
you never know. You never know. So that's usually where I come in, where I'm like, this is your goal, yes, but is it short term? Is it medium term? Is it long term? Then we harmonize. So that's what I do. Well
done. I have a question on that, on everything you've touched on. This month we've been talking about business, entrepreneurship, and all that. So all that, hiyo yote unafanya. Are you in business? Are you an entrepreneur? Where does your fee come in? And yes.
Okay. So I work for a company called Moran Capital. We are a wealth management company.
Okay.
So that is all we think about. That's our bread and butter.
Okay.
We help people manage their wealth.
At a fee?
For us, we don't charge a fee to our customers. We charge a fee to our partners.
Okay.
It's a very interesting.
That's actually very
model.
Interesting. Yeah.
So this is the logic behind it. We have the client base.
Okay.
You need the client base. So why are we charging our clients?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So if I was to come to you as an individual.
Yes.
Ni tawariga. Yes. Now how will we?
So first we'll sit
work
down.
It out.
And she's experienced this. We had the whole 1.5 hours. Let me warn you, but it's intense.
Okay.
And sit down and we will go through every single thing in your money. So we will sit down and discuss how much are you earning every month.
Yeah.
From wherever, even your chama merry-go-round that maybe you get only 3,000 bob from it every month. That.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that as a pot.
Mm-hmm.
Then what are you spending? How are you tracking those expenses? How are you tracking your spending?
Okay.
I know that is something we all are like.
I know it's too much.
And
it's
painful
shame.
and shameful.
After, I think, sorry to interject, after our meeting, I'd also stopped using Manify for some reason. I don't know why. But now it has forced me
To go back to it.
After our conversation, to actually track and be intentional. Like, fine, let me see at least for this month, where is my money going exactly? And then, because it's on the phone, you're like, if I have time to get on IG and whatever, I might as well check and go like, ooh, it's painful. It's painful.
I am glad.
Ignorance is bliss. Like, I was living in such a blissful world until you came into my life.
And we thank God for Lydia. And now she'll come into my life as well.
Now I will come into your life as well.
Yeah.
And so we track expenses. I'm glad the lesson sank in. So we track expenses. So for most people who've worked with me, you'll hear them say, Lydia told me to track my expenses per week.
Yeah.
Literally, I want you to track even how much you buy that tomato and onion for.
Awesome.
So that we know where your money is going. It is not to shame you out of some certain habits. No.
Yeah.
I actually say, even that Furahi Day spending must be accounted. You want to vape? Put it in your budget.
Put it in your budget.
You want that bottle of gin?
Vapors, hallelujah.
In your budget. You want to go for this play? Put it in your budget.
Yeah.
You want to date this girl? Put it in your budget.
Wow.
I am not saying you can't do it.
Lydia,
just budget.
You're such a party pooper.
I know. I'm not saying that I'm a party pooper. I'm just saying put it in your budget. So that you don't wake up in the morning and ask yourself, who did I buy a boti for 30,000?
I know.
Put it, it's going to be a sock. Put it in your budget.
Put it in your budget at the beginning of the month and say, every weekend I will blow 20,000 shillings.
Yes.
Put it in your budget. You know why? Now what happens is you will be thinking of how to make that 20,000 every
Very true. Very true.
We're not party pooping.
Just for your
That your sherehe budget shall be covered from somewhere.
And if you can't afford it,
you will stay at home.
Yes. I love that. I love that, by the way. I love that. I love that.
Budget it.
Yeah.
Budget it. Because when you look at where your money is going, all of a sudden your priorities become very clear to you.
Exactly.
What is important to you becomes very clear to you. Then now you start working on what is important to you.
I love that. What is important to you will become clear to you. Wow.
Because if you're
not that,
if your friends are important to you, then all of a sudden you realize I spend this amount of money on my friends. So these friends are important. But what caliber of friends do I have? It leads you down a path that you'll ask yourself very many questions and evaluate your priorities. Yeah.
That's
you
that's
sound
nice.
like an accountant. There's a friend of mine, she's called JS. Hi JS. I think we should also have her here about colorism, but anyway, that's a whole different story. So JS is an accountant, and the other day she pulled and asked, Kwani accountants are stingy, you guys? The response. Would you date an accountant? So when I'm listening to you telling me about budgeting and tracking, I'm remembering JS's story. She was like, hey, because everyone was like, hey, accountants are mean, I would never go back, red flag and all that. But anyway,
but it's good to date one, I guess.
Life.
Yeah.
Is
Watu wa sherehe.
But it's true. Life is for the living.
It's
so we live
enjoyment.
We live it.
So you need, and for this enjoyment to happen, then you need the income.
Yeah, very true.
So
But I get where you're coming from.
I ask people to do such things. Okay. Because life is for the living. I'm not saying you get their 1,000,000 shillings and you invest their 1,000,000 shillings.
Imagine.
Please. Put money aside for enjoyment.
Because
I'd say yourself.
For that iPhone 14.
For that, imagine. It's enough to take you on a trip somewhere. But anyway.
Go for that trip.
Yeah.
Because you've made the money. But also think through after the trip what happens.
Okay.
There's this thing one of my favorite pastors used to tell us, that always remember after the honeymoon, after you go away for the honeymoon, when you come back, you have to eat.
Why?
Hey, don't spend the billions and the millions on the wedding because after the honeymoon you'll have to eat. What do you eat?
and it's so shameful, sorry to say so. People have, like, you get someone, a couple has done a huge wedding, then after the honeymoon ndio wanalipa madeni.
Excuse you, being in the events industry, my part time, please do those big weddings. That is the only way we make our bread and butter.
We haven't refused,
you can
but at least
call us. We'll plan and coordinate your day.
We haven't refused, Modoni, but
do it, please. Life is for enjoying.
Do it with a plan. What Warenga and I are saying.
Yes,
do it with a plan.
You're sounding like that.
You're
sounding
like there's an angel and a devil.
You're sounding like maybe the guys who are in the morgue, working at the morgue and tengeneza in those what are the coffins and all that. Akimwezi watu wajakufa.
Guy, where?
That's how you're sounding actually.
I'm just saying, just do it. Do it. We need you. That is how some of us are eating.
But with a plan, people, with a plan, please. Si tuanze kulipa madeni.
Wedding? No.
Do you know you're part of that deni? You'll be part of that deni haujalipwa.
As you are paid in good time. So
so let's pray you're getting clients who are managing their whatever
money
well. Exactly. Okay. Can you put it like that and say it louder? Anyway.
So so we have different cycles of how we invest. So from the time you're 18 to 45, you're accumulating. Like of thinking of it as you have this empty pot and you're putting things into it. So you're going to school, you're doing your master's, your first degree, you're accumulating children. Others are accumulating different aspects of their lives. The cars, the houses, ploti, maguta. So you're accumulating things. So at this stage, you need to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more. You need to push the risk because the time is coming. And your risk appetite goes down. But for now, be crazy. Try new things out. Be safe, but try new things out. My work is now to make sure that the safe part
live life. Live life.
So my work is to make sure that it's safe.
It's safe. Wow.
But I will push you to do more.
Okay.
To save more, to grow more, to just accumulate. And also at this time, we're also accumulating debt. This is the time people are willing to do mortgages, people are willing to do all type of debt. So it's a balance of the two, both the investment and the debt in this stage. When you get to 45, now you're meant to be consolidating all these things because retirement is coming in the next 20 years. So now consolidating your income so you have actual revenue streams, 3, 4, 6 revenue streams that are regular and are giving you money you can live on. At 65, now you're living on 80% of your budget because you're retired.
Okay.
So this 80%, how are you planning for it? So now, depending on where you are in your life cycle, then we come up with a plan for you. This is the best time at our ages right now to be doing a lot of riskier things.
Please shout.
Do riskier things with your money. Don't be too
conservative
and say,
What kind of risks? You best clarify that.
I am not
what
saying,
kind of risk?
Okay, first let me start with, because her Kenyans will shock me.
I know.
Kenyans will shock
going
me.
down the drain.
Pyramid schemes, please.
No.
We can't get rich quick.
Exactly.
Get rich quick schemes.
Wash.
Those things please just leave them
Yeah.
alone.
I'm not saying that. I liked when you said about risk, and I think even when we had the conversation with Peshe, when we tried to differentiate between being a business person and an entrepreneur. Of course, in part of my aspects and part of my side hustles, I'm in business. This is not working. Next, this is not.
Yeah.
And many a times, I'd either feel guilty or I'll be guilted into feeling guilty of having dumped something. I'm like, it's not working right now. Let me step back, look, re-strategize, and move on. So that's I'm like, I like that.
Yeah. So my work is to sit down with either of you and say, this is not working.
This is not working.
Put it down.
Yes.
Just accept. I know maybe it's our parents. Like for me, I know a lot of times I'm guilted by my mom about some things. But what she doesn't realize is we don't need to work at a certain job for 10, 15 years.
Very true. Unless you're
at you.
No, but
there's the aspect of
it depends if you're growing or not.
Growing or not.
Yes.
You need to every 2 years weigh. Is this working? Is this the career I want, and how do I want it?
You can't be a secretary for 10 years.
I have you millennials are the ones who are making things tough out here.
I have worked in different places. I have sold wine. When it didn't work, I put it down. I have worked in the banking industry. When it didn't work, I put it down. Everyone was very shocked, but I was like, this is not working for me. It's not working for my health. I put it down. I went into real estate. I sold commercial space. When I was tired, I put it down. And I did something else.
Okay.
So you need to
But there's also, as you're putting down, there's also the thought of, do you have a plan when you're putting it down?
You have to have a plan.
You have to have a plan. You just don't amuka, I'm tired. Alafu next month nani nalipa rent. You know.
So now, thank you for bringing it up, because I was just about to say now, as we're putting all these things down, is there a plan?
Yes.
So she's brought out the issue of next month there's rent to be paid.
There are obligations.
There are obligations. There's all these things to be done. So do you have savings that will last you the next 3 to 4 months?
Yes. Even
as
a
you
year.
figure out.
What next?
Usually I say the minimum is 3 months, but the best would be 8 months. 8 to 12 months.
Yeah.
But this is Kenyans. So 3 months will be, for me, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Safer. So how do you do that?
Yeah.
You need to find, if my income is, if every month I spend, if my expenses are 120,000, so I need to save 360,000. Before I put down any project that is giving me income, I need to have 360,000 saved somewhere. Or a plan that is going to replace income.
Yes.
So if I'm putting down something that gives me 80,000 for something that gives me 100,000, fine. But if this 80,000 I'm putting down and there's no plan of replacing it, then I need to have 360,000 saved somewhere.
Yes.
So that now the replacement is not too crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not here, the roof is falling, I'm dying. You know how we are. We're emotional. And money...
We are humans.
Yes, we're human. And sometimes we forget that money is not human.
Yes, very true.
Money is...
Patapotea.
Yes, it's not. It has no emotion.
Yeah.
The day you remove emotion out of money,
you
will handle your money much better.
Wow.
So we need to remove emotions.
Take notes, people. Remove your emotions
out of money.
Wow.
This thing of, Ati, I'm depressed, let me go buy.
Yes.
Please, you're depressed. Call your friend.
High five.
This therapy. No, I wanna go buy. This so much therapy.
I'm loving this.
Lydia, you will go home.
I'm loving this.
There's so much. You know, there's a sense of therapy. Like,
yes.
The world is burning. Let me grab a glass of wine. Oh, things are going haywire.
Kwanza Modoni grabs it from the under the bed.
You know.
If the wine was already in your budget and you had bought it at the beginning of
you're
the month,
safe.
You're safe. If you had not,
guys,
please just call Warenga and tell Warenga the world is crashing.
The world is.
No, guys,
I can't
dying.
Thank you for attending or listening to us. You know, we'll see you again next week. You know?
Money, remove emotion out of your money.
Okay.
Are we clear? Money has to get out of this. Emotion has to get out of this money. Talk. So if the wine had been bought when as part of your budget at the beginning of the month, then have the wine. If it wasn't, please call Warenga, call me. We are going to mourn together, cry together, and move on.
Yes.
Over wine, then move on. Continue.
See, the wine was in your budget. Sawa.
It is okay.
We are not. The thing is, we are not spending.
We are not spending.
Yes.
We are just crying.
We are just crying and drinking the wine you bought that you had budgeted for October.
And we are crying with you.
It's too much.
It's too much.
So, So how are you going to do this emergency fund?
Yeah.
Okay. There are many options. You can put it in your bank, on your savings account in the bank, something that you don't have easy access to, or you can put it in a money market fund. Why do I prefer the money market fund over the savings account in your bank? Truthfully, it just gives you better interest.
Yes. And I can attest to when I said I'm kind of now getting on track with my finances and all that. Nowadays, any loose coin, I don't want to know kama nimedunda ama sijadunda, money market. Reason why, early this year, I was so broke. So in my mind, I'm like, where is my next 2 months rent inatoka? There was no business. I don't know what made me check into my money market account. I even don't follow how much interest CG I get. Personally, I don't check. Sikwangi hapo. Mi nirushe pesa and we move
Life
on.
Continues.
Wacha sijapata bonge la pesa. I was so happy. I'm like,
you should have called me. We paint the town red.
The money is not for painting the town red. It was for her to sort out her issues.
Exactly, to sort out where my next 2 months rent is coming. And I paid. Okay. I was so happy. Miska that can relief of now can I look for money to that money has to go back.
That's a good thing.
So for me, money market is always the safer place for me.
And why also do I like money markets? Your capital is safe.
Okay. Yes.
The interest rate may not be excellent, but your capital is safe.
Exactly.
And at least you're getting something.
And you're getting something. And
exactly.
It's usually a little above inflation rate. So for example, our inflation rate for August was 8.5 or thereabout. So now every money market is above 9%.
Okay. Yeah.
Apart from my friend's Britam, but that's a story for another day. So everything else, NABO, CIC, Sanlam, Madison, the rates are between 9% to 9.42. NABO is at 9.42, which is really good.
Yeah.
So put this money in your money market. I know people think, I need a lot of money. No. To open a Sanlam account, let me use Sanlam because
actually that's a question I wanted to ask you. You know, like must I be rich to have a wealth manager?
I guess I started mine with like 5 Gs.
That is a lot. Must I, like not everyone.
Wow, I like the attack. That is a lot.
Enjoyment. Life is for enjoyment.
Sanlam is 2,500 shillings.
Oh, wow.
Surely.
Minimum.
Is that a lot?
That's just to open. Then the minimum to put in if you want to put in an amount every month, you can spread that minimum because it's meant to be 1,000 shillings.
Okay.
However, they don't refuse you to be putting your 500, your 200,
because I like that because you see at times you can have probably like a sock. Everyone does not think in thousands. Your 1,000 can actually go
Trust
far.
me, even me, that's how I've built my money market. There's a time I had I can lose 200. Sure.
Yeah, because that's a question.
A sock. Yeah. You just
put it in.
Tell me how much am I throwing?
By the end of the month, most likely you'll have saved more than that 1,000 bob that they needed you to have saved.
And actually what drains someone, if you're to look at your expenses, it's those 100 bob, 50 bobs. If you accumulate them,
that's what
at the end of the day, unabakiwa. How did it get to here? By the end of the day, unapata you've spent 1,000, which you are not supposed to spend. All the time, nika 50 bob.
50.
Unatuma kwanza mobile money.
Yes.
Saizo kuna charges uja count ata charges.
Yeah. I like that at least even if I lose 100 bob.
Exactly. You can do it.
And 100 might sound small.
Small, exactly.
But that's what I like.
It's the minimum amount. And for me, if you want to work with me, provided you're willing to work on your money, I am willing to work with you.
Awesome.
Yeah, for me, I usually don't have that, because my clients will be from the person who is putting that 1,000 bob every month to the person who is doing 300,000 bob every month.
Yeah.
Either way, or even 1 million, I have people who do 1 million shillings in different things. Either way, we are growing. You see the purpose of a wealth manager. Right now, even the royal family has a wealth manager.
Very true.
They have a royal family wealth management fund. So even the very rich have this wealth manager because you never grow to a point where you're like, I know everything.
Yeah.
like I usually say, my work is to think for you. Your work is to do your main job. If your main job is to be a doctor, you treat people.
Don't go to
Lydia will worry about how your money is getting you to where you want to go. But you do your main job. And my worry will be to do to make sure that even you're covered in terms of your money, that it's working for you. So there are other different funds that are there. There's balanced funds, equity funds. Now, those ones are more medium risk to high risk. And those ones, truthfully, your capital is not preserved. Because it can go all the way up to a return of 25%. And the next quarter, you're getting -5. Because it's a fund manager who's playing around with your money. That's the truth. And interest is based on a quarterly basis for any of this. For money market, the other thing that you need to know is that you can withdraw the money within 48 hours.
Very true.
So for me, I find it a very useful tool, especially if you have school-going children, because every 3 months, then school fees you easily withdraw without
apart
stress.
from 2022.
Without stress.
Not every 3 months.
Okay, 2022 has been uniquely.
It's been different.
From 2023.
Every 3 months,
Yes.
I need this amount of money. But it's also earning interest.
Yeah.
So even that little interest you'll have earned for the 40,000, 60, 100,000 that you withdraw for school fees. It's good.
Awesome.
It works. So then we have the fixed income options. These are options where you have saved up to a certain point in your money market. Now you need to grow that money at a more aggressive rate.
Yes.
So most of us know about government bonds. That's what most people do. So treasury bonds, but you can do something different. You can do commercial papers, which are corporate bonds, where this company X has issued a commercial paper and said, we are trying to raise 300 million from the market. So they issue like a credit note per se. That pays a certain interest every quarter, and they source the money from the market, and then they pay you. Most of the time it's a 1 year, 2 year investment, nothing major. Most of them are usually between 15 and 18%, and they'll pay you quarterly.
Wow.
Now, why we're saying the MMF is the starting point is that you need to have saved to now
get
access
go
this
to the next
opportunity.
Exactly.
So now you've saved, you've gotten 1 million shillings. You come and tell me, Lydia, now we're at 1 million. What are we going to do? I'll be like, the world just opened up to you, because we can now do a commercial paper that's 15%. So you can imagine every quarter you're earning 15%.
Wow.
It's being credited into your account. There's no crazy. So that means you're getting what, about 45,000 every quarter,
which is good.
And it's not money that you have worked on.
And your capital is still there.
And your capital is still safe.
Awesome.
Your capital is safe. Then we have fixed income products. So a lot of people like NABO, CIC, your regular MMF, they have a fixed income option. So like for NABO, their interest right now for their fixed income is 11.5% per year. Mansa is at 15.9%. So there's all these other options. But for these options, you need to have accumulated a little. So like for NABO, it's 100,000. For Mansa, it's 250,000.
Okay.
Mansa, they even have a USD that you can now save in USD. Again, you have to have accumulated $2,500. So with each step, we're growing your money.
Awesome.
With each step, we're growing your money. Because the other aim is, for me, is usually not just to do this, the fixed income and whatever else. But if you want a home that will be able to buy you either the piece of land and we build slowly based on interest that you're earning from some investment.
Okay.
If it is, my kid is in primary school, those ones who have ambitious kids who are busy telling you they want to go to Kenya High, Alliance, those style schools, where school fees is substantially higher than most public schools, then you need to have planned for it. If your kid is, remember that cycle I told you, 45 to 65 is, now we are consolidating. That's also the time the kids are busy telling you they want to go to Oxford and Harvard.
Do your thing.
So it means that if this child wants to go to the UK, it means I need to put away 5 to 8 million for their education.
I know.
So having thought through this till then.
Adulting. Acha even a whistle. Adulting.
Adulting.
Hey.
Yeah, like now for me, I know my child will most likely not go to a Kenyan university because I've not put her in the Kenyan education system.
You guys
So
are
which
not
means-
drawing the weather?
No, please.
The sun, the
The
clouds,
sun,
and the
the
rain.
clouds.
Please save me. Save me. I'm like her.
That
First,
is
I'm
me.
not a morning person.
Yeah.
Then add all this other craziness. No. We needed
Okay.
to streamline something. So I know that my savings need to start quickly matching up to that standard.
Yeah.
So it helps you now. What we're right now doing is mapping. We are mapping. Where are we going?
Where are we going?
So now with our money now, how do we get there? Yes, it's your money will keep increasing.
Yes.
But let's map.
Yes.
Let's plan. So that means in the next few years, I need to have made enough money to start saving out the 8M that she will come and tell, Mama, I want to do medicine in Australia. Oh, Jehovah. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is my son who wants to pursue football as a career.
Yes.
And he cannot do it here. I want to
Which
travel.
means you have to take him to a football academy in Germany, in the UK, those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to think through where are we going with this money. So that's where all this comes in. So I hope now I'm making sense of how it ties in. So every goal that we will come up with as your wealth manager, P.S. Let me warn you, for those who are listening and want my services, every 3 months we'll be reviewing your goals, reviewing how you are doing. So this will be serious business.
It's not fun and games.
No, because we're having a review soon.
I know.
Leave this one. She's my friend here. As much as she's laughing, you should see the conversations we have, and I'm asking her things, and she's like,
You know, it's like going to a gyna. I'm sorry, that's the best way I can put it, because it needs you to be vulnerable and honest. You have to be honest with your gyna. Babes know this. Like, in order to get treated
Very
yes,
true.
you have to tell your
Very
girl the
true.
truth.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about debt. I know we have talked about making money, but now let's discuss debt.
Yeah.
Because debt is something that we all have. We
even
all
the
have
country.
debt. Even
Let
the
us begin
country.
with the country.
Let's start with
See people.
our
Playing
president
safe.
the other day said that he cannot believe that he will leave his great-grandchildren an inheritance of debt. So it's something that we have to accept. We are in
we're in
debt.
that.
Look at all these mobile loan companies.
Yeah.
They are in business because we're in debt.
And some are shutting down.
Now we need to shut them down faster,
Yes.
but we are in debt. And that's the truth. Our parents did debt, but did debt much better than we are doing.
Very true.
Because I know our parents did a lot of debt, but they took debt that they can afford to service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to consider, why am I getting into debt? If it is consumer, it also means that you need to start looking at other ways to make money. Because it means your current income is not growing or is not enough to sustain you.
Okay.
Which basically means you either get an extra income source or you change your lifestyle. Changing lifestyle is the hardest thing you will get someone to do. That's the truth.
Kunyenyekea ngumu, the law in us.
I want to be a baby girl.
You
You want to
know.
be a baby girl.
You know.
So now,
Sustain your lifestyle.
so now I'm busy telling you, this lady who makes your nails for 5,000 mob, find an alternative for 2,000. You'll be like, Lydia, I've stayed with my nail lady for many years.
I have we have
We have
she
a
understands
bond.
me.
rapport.
We have a rapport.
We have a bond, she understands me. So it means that this baby girl lifestyle must be this soft life. You know, we usually tell people, I'm for soft life. Please, hardship is for other
not for
people.
me.
It's not for me. For that to
Devil,
happen,
stay away.
I was not made to struggle.
You know.
And other quotes.
My father in heaven is rich.
I
you
need
know
to
the
lay
quotes
a table before
for
my
my enemies.
Aish.
Let me tell you, I'll unleash a book of quotes on that.
Publish it and charge people for it. That will be a revenue
Extra
stream.
income.
Yes. So all this debt has happened. So critically look at it.
Yeah.
Sit down and write down what you owe. Classify it. Are they mobile loans? Are they circle loans?
Yeah.
Are they
Friends and family.
friends and family? Are they bank loans?
Yeah.
identify who screams the most. If your mobile phone, you cannot make a phone call because someone is calling you about a debt.
Yes.
That one, pay it.
Yes.
Pay it and delete that app. Okay? And please don't go back. I know we are tempted.
That was me and Fuliza.
Yeah, don't go back.
They've reduced the percentage.
I don't want to know. 2 months ago, I closed my eyes, leopard, whatever it was, and Sirudi.
And now go and remove. If you have Fuliza, go and remove that agreement.
I did.
Yes.
You know, sorry today. There's they say that because I saw somebody do it or somebody talk about it. They say that when you have left, like for example, Fuliza, and then you go back, your nini increases, your limit increases.
Wait. You see, devil.
Devil is this one, and here you are trying to reduce our debt.
See, devil.
I'm just telling you.
So if your phone can't function, yet you need to make money with the said phone, pay. They're called screamers.
Yes.
They scream. Pay them. Okay? Then on these other loans for the SACCO, for the bank, wherever, when you have payouts, especially for those who get bonuses at work, huge commission payouts and stuff.
Yes.
If your employer is faithful in paying you those payments,
yes,
pick and reduce.
Go to
the bank, not reduce on the interest. Right? In that bank or in the SACCO, as you go do that payment, right? Capital reduction. Reduce on the capital.
Yeah.
Why am I saying this? We charge interest on capital. On the principal amount you borrowed. Let me put it that way. On the principal amount you borrowed is what we charge interest on. So the more you reduce your principal amount, the less interest you're paying.
Yeah.
So reduce that principal amount.
Okay.
If you have a loan that is more than 7 years, please call me. We need to talk. We just need to talk. Why? I tell people it's amazing that if you check your mortgages, any mortgage above 7 years, if you check how much interest you've paid, it's nearly the value of your house.
Very true. Very true.
It's nearly the value of your house.
Very true.
So, why are you taking this mortgage for more than 7 years? Let's talk. You need this mortgage now.
Is it a must?
Can we pause it for the next 2 years? Use that principle. You see, there's the 20%. Okay, for most of us, banks will only pay 80%. 20% is yours.
Yes.
And 20% also includes facility fee. So, it includes your facility fee. It includes your stamp duty, your valuation fee, all that.
Yeah.
If this house is 10M, 2M is what you're meant to raise. And out of that 2M, it will come to about 2.5 because of all the other charges, legal fees and everything else.
Stamp duty, etc.
Can we use that 2.5 to make a little more money in the next 2 years so that we reduce this getting 10M from the bank and get 5 or even 4M, which is a better debt than the 10M or the 8M. So that's what you need to think through.
Yeah.
Do I need this house now? If not, can we change the way the house we're getting this house and spread it over the period? So that's for debt. I usually say the faster you do it, the better, because your interest charges are less.
Yeah. Even your peace of mind.
And even your peace of mind. And if it's now you want to buy a car on loan, please. The value of the car. If the car is 4M, only 30% should you borrow.
Okay.
That I will allow you because tunapenda tu happy. That I'm like,
life
it's okay.
Is for the living.
Life is for the living.
Yes.
But let's discuss. Can we only pay 30% in loan amount? In the 70, we work at saving so that we get that car with peace of mind. Because remember, the car also has what? Insurance. Maintenance. Servicing. Fuel. So as the car comes, it comes with a budget of its own. How are we going to service this car?
Okay.
How are we going to keep this car on the road?
Exactly.
So wouldn't you prefer that 70% we will have factored it in and you just borrow 30%?
Okay.
Wow.
again, look at the whole, don't just look
That's
at
a
the
deep
car.
down. A deep one. Watu wenye wanachukua loans on cars.
Don't just look at
Car
the car.
loans ama loans on cars. What have I said?
You can also get loans on cars. There are people who use the logbook.
Either
Applicable.
Africa.
Applicable. Either way.
Either way. Okay.
There are those
yeah,
who
yeah.
want the car so that once I have the logbook, then I will be using it to get loans
yeah.
for other things.
True that.
There's all that, because I know a lot of people who most likely listen to your podcast are entrepreneurs and business people, and I know that is a practice a lot of them do.
Yeah.
Where your car is collateral for many things. That's fine. But let's aim for 30%. And then the 70, finance.
Okay.
Yourself. Let's look at other options. Do you really need this car to be 4 million? But if it's your dream, if it's your dream, I'm not going to say anything, because there are men who listen to this podcast and they'll be like, Lydia, that Mercedes Benz I have been eyeing. It's coming. It's
That
coming.
is you
You're
talking
not,
to me.
Talking far. You're talking there.
She's-
Not even there.
I will still get it.
You will still get it.
And I will finance 100%.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
With
You
no
know you're-
struggle.
With no struggles. Yes. So that's what I usually say about debt. Because debt is painful.
Very painful. Ask me.
Debt is tiring. You get tired of the phone calls. You get tired of the reminders. You get tired of all these things. So when you can reduce the noise, reduce it.
Okay.
Because also think through the impact it has on your mind.
Yeah.
Because then you're not peaceful enough to think through other things.
Yeah.
You're only thinking, I need to pay this debt now. That debt is driving me crazy. Do it. Yeah, so that is basically what I will walk with you through.
Yeah.
Things like insurance, those things we will come, you'll discuss, I'll give you options. We work with almost all insurance organizations in this country and out of the country, because you can do international insurance. So everything ties down to your financial goals and your financial well-being
Okay.
as a person. Because I can tell you, yes, there are bonds that we have that are out of the country. There are offshore bonds that you can buy, and we'll assist you to buy them.
Nice.
But have you gotten to a place where your
that you
kitty
can afford that?
a bond of $12,000, $120,000, 12 million, 11 million?
In what currency?
In whichever
Dollars.
currency, in dollars, in pounds, in euro, there's so much
There's
out
so
there
much out there, yeah?
that we can discuss, but the basics have to be correct.
Yeah.
Are you saving? Are you earning an income? Literally, are you earning an income? Whether it's a gig or not, are you
Whichever.
earning an income?
Kuna mahali pesa inakuja.
Is money coming?
Is money coming.
Is money coming?
Yes.
And I know a lot of us find it difficult to charge, but charge for your services.
Hey.
You're good at it, charge for it.
Know
Send
your
a
value.
rate card.
Know your value.
Know your value.
Yes.
You see, money mindsets change. Money changes when our mindset changes.
Yes.
A lot of us have a poverty mentality. We will not charge what we know we are worth. Want to charge less because we need to look humble.
You want to feel oye.
There's no humility here. It is your money, because in this humility, your kids need to eat.
Yes.
You need to eat.
Mudhoni needs to buy wine.
Yeah.
Mudhoni needs to be a baby girl.
Is for
How
the
am I going
living.
to be baby girl and buy a weave for 60,000 and I've refused to charge you correctly?
Yes.
We must charge. From basic, as a business person, as an entrepreneur, you must charge for your services and charge well.
Charge accordingly.
Charge accordingly. You can't tell me, oh, I usually move money from here to do this business. Why? Why is this business not sustaining itself? And that's a conversation that if you come to me, we are going to have.
Yeah.
Because your business needs to sustain itself. Even before it breaks, even before you start now talking about profit, is it sustaining
Is it
itself?
sustaining
Why
itself?
is it not sustaining itself? There's the 3-year cycle of business. Yes, I know. But it has to get to a point where what is going in is coming out. As in, the worker is being paid from the money you're making from the business. The tea that you drink in the office can be paid for using the money that's coming from the business. That's fine. Now, we'll talk about profit much later, but just the basics. If it's not, then we need to reevaluate how you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, let's charge for those services. Charge.
But I'll also insist, as you're charging for your services, as you're knowing your value, you should also know who your client is.
Who is your client?
Who is your client?
Because that matters a lot.
Exactly. It matters a lot.
Now, you need to think through your pricing.
Exactly.
Because if you're doing a mass market product, please do not have, ambitions. If you're doing sugar, those. Okay, I don't know if I have seen this happen. So in Kibera, there are like a bundle of coffee or tea, a tea bag or a coffee like teaspoon and inside the coffee or tea there's like a little milk powder.
Okay.
And then there's like a small sachet of sugar attached and a KDF.
Okay.
And that
combination
is charged 20 bob.
Oh, wow.
That is
so breakfast. You have breakfast. Wow. Now, for that person who is doing that market, please don't go and charge them 30, 40 bob.
Exactly.
You won't make money.
True.
You'll have priced yourself out of the market. But guess what? Now, what you need to do is work on volume. So you need to look at your business as, do I need volumes or do I need quality?
Yeah.
So if I'm doing that bundle, for sure, I'm looking for volumes. So I'll be everywhere from Madare to Kawangware. Everyone will know my little bundle. Because what am I working on? Volumes.
Yeah. That actually makes sense. Volumes.
If I do flowers, there's no way I'm going to be selling flowers in Kibera. Again, I need to move up the road kidogo to that junction of Langata and Ngei and put the flowers there because that's my target market.
Exactly.
So even for us as business people, as much as I'm saying charge, you need to look at your business holistically. Who are my customers?
Who are your customers?
Can they afford this price?
Exactly.
And how do I work it out?
And how do you get to them as well?
So it's a whole different
It's a whole journey. I'm sorry to do this, but I think this conversation is, it's long and it's evolving.
Yeah.
So I would like us to request to make sure we tune in to part 2 of this.
Yes.